how to find the Fed data, how to find when the Fed is going to be speaking, market news, and really the big three, the trifecta we talk about here all the time that moves the market, the dog that wags the tail, the bond market, the 10-year treasury really, the DXY, the dollar relative strength against a basket of a few currencies, and oil price. And then the subcategory is the three liquidity indicators, which are Bitcoin, gold, and silver. If you understand those two trifectas, those 6 bullet points each, you really have a really unbelievable understanding of where the economy is and where things are going, quite honestly. That's all you need to know. That's really all you need to know at the end of the day. Besides the things we've talked about before of knowing what money is, truly what understanding of money is, what fiat currency is, which is just theft, it's inflation, it is the stealing of your time and energy through printing of currency, and what money is, what equity money is, or commodity money, which is something of actual value where you can actually store it over time, like Bitcoin or gold and silver, and it goes up in purchasing power over time. So most people think they're getting ahead by saving fiat currencies. They're actually saving a liability they think is an asset. That's why most people don't get ahead in life, especially over the last 50 years. They're not getting ahead. They're not doing well in their portfolios even, really, in the grand scheme of things, because it's just hedging and going sideways against all the currency printing of the world. So you might say, hey, Brandon, well, my portfolio's gone up. Yeah, but if you divide it by all the currency that's been printed, it's just gone sideways. And we've shown charts on this and gone into great detail of why that is, and it's very easy to see when you just make it a fraction and divide it by things of actual value to all the currency printing, stocks, bonds, portfolios, everything. So at the end of the day, we want to own primary assets. We want to own assets that cash flow and own primary assets, and we want to own assets that are actually assets and not liabilities like fiat currencies that we think are assets. So this is a great site. Trading Economics is a wonderful site that goes into really dang near everything you need to know. Quite honestly, this has so much of just the market news, what's going on, the calendar. We'll get into in a second. We show this every single day, but the bond market, we always talk about this being the number one thing. The United States 10-year Treasury. So this, when you click on the United States there, it comes to the 10-year Treasury. You can see the whole yield curve here as well, which is inverted right now, which is signaling recession. But you can see the whole yield curve. You can get into all those charts if you want to, which is awesome. But really the 10-year is the big thing we want to see. You can look at other rates here of other countries, obviously, but this gives you the chart. You can chart it out, and we want to see the 10-year. So that's the biggest one of the first trifecta. And then we want to see the DXY. We come down here, the DXY, the U.S. Dollar relative strength. We come here, we can chart the DXY. We can obviously look at the charts of the other currencies in there as well, and the other currencies that are in the basket there. So the DXY is huge. And that is really, there's a big correlation between that and the 10-year Treasury. So we talk about that in all of our market update videos every day. So you can go look at those for more. We'll link to one of them here as well. But that is the second one. And the third one is crude oil. So we come to commodities, and we want to check crude oil and see where the price of that is. We can check this over a long time. We have a 30, 40-year time span here. We can check back on oil prices. So those are those big three. And then that next subset is gold and silver. We want to check gold and silver, see where those are at. You can click on those and see where those are at. Beautiful. And then you come to the Bitcoin handle, and you can check on Bitcoin and see what Bitcoin's doing. So this is where we want to be able to see those big 6 economic indicators. That gives you all you need to know. Once you have a picture of what's happening there, again, go back and how they all relate to each other. Go back into my previous videos, been doing every single day from the market updates. And again, I'll link to the one we just did, the most recent one, and how those correlate together. But I wanted to show you how to get to them. That was the most important thing. How do you actually get to them? A lot of this other stuff is noise, and it gives you alerts here. So each index will give you like a little write-up and stuff like that. I believe they change them every day or every other day or something like that. So it gives you a little write-up every few days at the very least. So again, and then you can go to news. You can go check just general news, economy, markets, and they'll highlight some big news write-ups they have, which is the ISM that just came out, things like that. So the non-manufacturing PMI, awesome. This is beautiful. So you can see big things that really might pertain to the overall economy, things that are really gravitate towards these big headlines or derivatives of these big headlines, and how things will kind of trickle into the economy. So you can change countries in here. There's a lot of really cool stuff. Like I said, you can change different tabs in here, economy, the markets, calendar. So the last thing I want to show you really quick, and actually, unfortunately, I already changed this. I don't know why it hasn't updated. But if you come in here, it might just be a huge long list of a million different countries and all kinds of different stuff going on here. So you might have less impact. You can see all these Fed heads coming out and the 3-month T-bill auction, things like that. You can see all these different things. However, we want to see what's a big impact, what's a really big impact. So you can see the things highlighted in red. Again, ISM non-manufacturing PMI, just came out. We just got an alert. Actually, we were doing a video and just got an alert up in the corner. So it shows what are the big things. Fed Chair Powell on Tuesday is coming out. We have testimony from Powell next Wednesday, balance of trade. Next Friday, we got non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate. And then on Tuesday, we've got core inflation and inflation year over year. So those are some of the big things. And then the Friday after that, the Michigan Consumer Sentiment. That's another really good economic indicator as to what's going on going forward. Things like inflation, unemployment rate, they tend to be lagging indicators. However, like some of these like non-manufacturing PMI, Michigan Consumer Sentiment, stuff like that. Nick Bhatia has a nice little, and we'll do a video on that too actually later on, but kind of differentiating between what are lagging indicators and what are future forward-looking indicators. So I just gave you a little preview there, but we'll do a video on that as well. So this is all you need to know. And you can change countries, you can go through, and I just want Africa, I just want America, and you can clear it and then just click United States or whatever it is you want to do, whatever countries, and that's what will come up. You click save. And then again, there's categories as well. The countries, like I said, time zones. You can save it, and then boom, it'll give you the new data set. So that's all I wanted to show you here, and so you guys could see that and see what was actually going on. Again, you can go into all these different things, go play with this. I'll link to this in here as well, so you can see all this and get those 6 indicators, and then go to the calendar as well. And you can be right on top of everything you need to know, and you can be just like the smartest people that you know, the Fed heads, your Uncle Jimmy who is giving you a hard time. Well, guess what? Now you have the ability to go in and see exactly what's going on and stay right abreast of everything that you need to know. And at the end of the day, hopefully, when we're in a hyper Bitcoinized world, a lot of this just goes away. We don't even need to be paying attention to this. All we need to do and think about is saving in Bitcoin, the hardest monetary asset we've ever known. And we can just go to work, provide value for the world and for our families, save more than we spend each month, and become wealthier over time. We don't need to worry about going out in the risk curve, becoming day traders, and trying to be at our own hedge fund at night and on the weekends. Don't need to do that anymore. Only in a fiat legacy monetary system that we have now, fiat currency, do we need to do that with inflation, all this garbage. That's the only reason. When we are in a deflationary world with a sound money, hyper Bitcoin world, that goes away. You can focus on just building your business or being an unbelievable employee or whatever it is you want to do, providing value for people, and save more than you spend, and you will get ahead in life instead of being on the hamster wheel the rest of your life. So please go check out, like I said, the most recent market update we have yesterday. I'll link to it in here as well. I'll link to this site as to how these correlate, how those big 6, those 2 trifectas, and how they correlate and what to look for as to what's coming here in the future. So I appreciate your time and energy. I appreciate you coming to my TED Talk. And as my wife makes me say, and my friends make me say, so I appreciate that. It's the most important asset we have is our time. So time is Bitcoin and Bitcoin is time. It's only 2 finite assets I know of. I don't know of any other finite assets, so I can't trade my finite time for anything that's infinite. I can't trade it for dollars, pesos, and yen. Those are infinite. I can't trade it for blades of grass or grains of sand. Those are infinite too. But I can only trade it for Bitcoin. It's the only thing at the end of the day. So it's not financial advice. This is freedom advice. The more we become independent, the more we become resilient, the less we need these fiat overlords, these financial overlords, these government overlords looking down on us and trying to treat us like puppets. We don't need any of that. So please share this out. The algorithm hates truth. The algorithm hates truth. If you've been to this channel at all, the community we're building here, free-minded thinkers, the algorithm hates truth. So I've had a lot of people, why isn't it growing faster? Your channel is awesome, and I appreciate it so much. But again, the algorithm hates truth. We've got some other stuff coming on Damus and Zion, some other decentralized networks being built on Bitcoin that can't be censored. Well, until that comes to a head here in the next 3, 6, 12 months, this is what we got. So I appreciate you, your time and energy. It's the most important asset we have. Please share it out, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.